An unfortunate truth of our modern day food supply is that it is often nutrient deprived, packaged or processed and loaded with food additives. Hi there, I'm Dr. Michael K. from the Center for Functional Health, and today we're going to talk about food additives. Are you confused about food additives and how they can affect your health? Are you wondering why they're there in the first place? Are they harmful or harmless? Think about any item in your kitchen. Flip over to the ingredients list and odds are you're going to find some kind of food additive. Food additives are typically added to enhance flavor, appearance, or texture of a product, or to extend its shelf life. Even the healthiest eaters can find it difficult to completely avoid food additives. Many foods that are considered healthy choices, such as many paleo-friendly or gluten-free foods, also contain some kind of additive. Ever think to yourself, well, if cow's milk contains no additives, is it a better choice than something like an almond milk, which often contains the additive Carrageenan? Or is a dietary supplement with soy lecithin actually harming your health? Although food additives are generally tested for their safety, studies actually show that some of these substances have been associated with adverse health effects and should be avoided, while others are safe and can be consumed with very minimal risk. Now, some of the most common additives are emulsifiers and flavors, and color enhancers and gums and thickening agents. So let's talk about emulsifiers. They work to help ingredients blend together better to prevent stickiness and separation. You'll see these in dressings, dietary supplements, ice cream, and plant-based dairy alternatives. Flavor and color enhancers, they actually help make food products taste or look more appealing. These are typically ones that you need to watch out for, as studies show more physical and behavioral effects after being consumed. Next, there's gums and thickeners. Gums and thickening agents are found in many processed foods, gluten-free foods, plant-based, or dairy alternatives. And some people with sensitive digestive systems struggle with gums more often than not. This makes it extra hard since they're typically switching to a gluten-free or dairy-free alternative due to digestive issues in the first place. Food additives are almost unavoidable these days, but checking your ingredients, looking at the labels, and knowing which ones to watch out for is the first step in making healthier choices. So let's dive deeper into some of the most common food additives that you might see and which ones are okay in moderation and then which ones should be avoided. First up, we have the emulsifiers. Emulsifiers help to incorporate ingredients like oil and water, and they actually help to prevent stickiness and separation. Common emulsifiers that you'll be familiar with are soy lecithin and carrageenan. If you have soy allergies, you may want to avoid soy lecithin, but for the rest of us, the amounts are so small that any risk is low. Carrageenan is an extract from a red seaweed commonly known as Irish moss. Studies have shown a connection between carrageenan intake and gastrointestinal issues, including cancerous colon lesions, in animal studies though. But more studies need to be done regarding any impact on human health. As I'm sure you can imagine, some scientists and doctors say this additive is okay, and some say it is not. As with many additives, though, I recommend limiting your intake of carrageenan if possible. Next up, we have flavor and color enhancers. You've probably heard of monosodium glutamate, or MSG. It's found in many other processed foods, as well as common flavor enhancers added to make fast food and restaurant foods palatable. It's everywhere. It's quite controversial, as the studies have shown its effects on everything from brain health to weight gain and metabolic syndrome. It's wise to avoid MSG as much as possible. Artificial coloring has been linked to behavioral disorders in children, and red dye number 3 has been associated with increased risk of thyroid tumors in mice. They are also best to be avoided as much as possible. What about artificial sweeteners? Artificial sweeteners that you may often see include aspartame, which is NutraSweet, sucralose, Splenda, neotame, saccharum, acesulfame, potassium. It sounds like a chemistry class. Animal studies do link artificial sweeteners to weight gain and cancer. However, human research continues. Personally, I recommend opting for natural sweeteners like raw honey or maple syrup, and do so in moderation. And skip the agave nectar. It has a large impact on blood sugar. Food additives can be tricky to navigate. Some are okay in moderation, but others should be avoided as much as possible. Remember to always flip the label on any packaged food product so you know just what's inside. Alright, let's talk gums. And I don't mean chewing gum. Gums and thickening agents are found a lot in gluten-free, dairy-free, or vegan packaged products. They're needed as they lack the animal products that would give them the same thickening effect. This is where some confusion actually arises. You may be thinking you're making a healthier choice by opting for a gluten-free or dairy-free or vegan product, but hours later, you're actually having digestive upset. Although gums are found to be generally safe to consume, they are not the best choice for those with sensitive digestive systems. Guar Gum is another one. It's quite common and it is a soluble fiber, meaning it has even been shown to help with constipation. However, again, those with sensitive digestive issues may need to avoid it as it could have a negative effect. Now, similar to Guar Gum, which I'm sure you've seen, is Xanthan Gum, and it's typically safe to consume, but again may cause digestive upset when consumed in large amounts. Another one that you may see is Locust Bean Gum. This is derived from the carob tree. Now, it's found in many dairy alternative products. Locust has been a gum to show negative side effects from consumption, but again, should be avoided with those that have sensitivity to the other gums. Of course, it's ideal to avoid food additives altogether, but it may not always be realistic for everyone to prepare all food from scratch. The overall quality of your diet is far more important than how well you avoid these additives. Eating fewer processed foods overall, more whole foods, and cooking as much as possible is always recommended. I always recommend to my patients try batch cooking or freezing meals so you always have options on hand. Plan out your meals so you head to the store with a list and spend a bit of time reading multiple labels of various products so you know what that is before you actually purchase them. Remember, your health and longevity are an investment. Food additives can be tricky to navigate. Some are okay in moderation, but others should be avoided as much as possible. Remember to always flip the label on any packaged food product so you know exactly what's inside. And if you have questions, contact me if you need more guidance on a customized health plan. Stay healthy and strong, and we'll see you soon.